And we're going to start with Ken first and then go to Kevin for the 1-minute introductions. Yep. Oh, sorry. Yep. Oh,
She did.
She did.
I just came first. Folks, I'm hearing impaired.
oh, okay. So yes, that's great. That's a great point. So we have a hearing impaired. We were going to give one. I think Kevin, we were going to give you the questions, or you both the questions a little bit early.
Both.
Yes. Okay. So you know what? Here's what I'll do. He did get it, but Ken didn't get it.
Okay.
So.
I haven't opened it up. I can wait for you.
Well, hold on. Yeah. Let's see. What we can. How about this? What if I read them first? Give you both. I'll give both questions, and then you both can have a second to think about them. And then does that work? Is that okay? Okay. We'll do that
between the two.
Yes. Okay. Sounds good. Okay. So the questions you will both be asked is what would be your top priority on the council? Will be the first question. What will be your top priority on the council? And then the second question would be, what public safety issues do you believe need to be addressed in Whitestown, and how would you address them? Okay, what public safety issues do you believe need to be addressed in Whitestown, and how would you address them? Okay, so first question, what would be your top priority on the council? And Ken, we'll start. Is that Oh, introductions, that's right, introductions. Yep, forgot about that. All right, Ken, we'll start with you first. We'll start. Yeah.
Good evening. My name is Ken Kingsill. My wife and I live in the old farmhouse on 750 with the horses, next to the Eagle's Nest entrance. We moved to Whitestown 2 years ago to have a place where we could keep our horses on our own property. We love Whitestown, as you've heard from other people. It's a great place to be. It's an awesome location, wonderful people, and the many town activities. It's a great place to live. I currently serve in Whitestown on the Board of Zoning Appeals and on the Redevelopment Commission. Before moving here, we lived in Westfield for 25 years. There, among other things, I served as the president of the City Council of Westfield. I served on the Plan Commission and also on the Board of Zoning Appeals. Now I'm a retired former attorney. During my years serving Westfield, we were recognized as one of the fastest growing communities in Indiana and one of the best places to raise a family in the Midwest. You may have heard of Grand Park. We encouraged responsible economic development and we raised property values across the board, all without raising taxes. I want to keep moving Whitestown in the right direction. I am the candidate with a documented record of positively moving a community forward. Thank you.
Thanks, Ken. All right, Kevin.
Good evening. Don't you just love being the tail end, Charlie? You guys are looking for the dog. Okay, my name is Kevin Russell. I'm a fairly recent widow, and I'll bring that up. My 3 wonderful children are sitting over there. My 2 boys are Eagle Scouts. My daughter's a junior in Zionsville High School. So I was previously on the council for 12 years, and I thought I was done with the council. Unfortunately, I don't like the direction Whitestown is going right now. You've heard others talk about transparency. That's a big issue. It doesn't seem to be happening. An example of that is the last Whitestown council meeting. 26 items were on the consent agenda, including items that were in $4 or $5 million. No discussion at all, just rubber stamp and approve. Discussion on that stuff needs to happen. Communication needs to happen. So, and there's not that communication. I advocated for, and this is for all you council members or whatever, I advocated for you.
Time.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, we'll start with Ken. Ken, what would be your top priority on the council?
All right, so Kevin stole a little bit of my thunder there, but it seems to be a common theme here that the way the city council meetings are handled could be done a little bit better. With all due respect to Eric, but you're new on the council, so it's up to you. And so one of the things that I noticed when I moved here and started going to meetings was that it appeared that we were rushing through the meetings and there wasn't a whole lot of discussion. And what happens with that is the community, the residents start thinking that decisions are being made without much input from the community or discussions are happening behind the scenes potentially. So what I would do is to change the format of the agenda of our meetings, to not rush through them so quickly, to not even have a consent agenda. I think we should be going through each and every item. I know that the meetings will be longer, but that's just the way it's going to be. Going to have to be, sorry.
Okay, again, as I said, transparency. Consent agendas are good if they're used properly. Previously, we had a rule that nothing over $50,000 could be on a consent agenda. So the basic budget items that the fire department wanted or the police department wanted, they needed to do breathing apparatus and stuff like that, that's okay to have on a consent agenda. But you have to be able to discuss the other stuff. You have to be able to communicate, and it's not just council meetings. Previously, and I'll give Connie a lot of credit for this, Connie used to be the PR for the town, and we were in the news every week. Everything was being communicated as to what was going on, and believe it or not, that does affect your property values. My subdivision, and I just had a discussion with John before this, my subdivision is actually worth more than several Zionsville subdivisions. So people aren't waiting to move into Zionsville, they're waiting to move into Whitestown. Two communities can work together. So I'll leave it at that right now.
Great. Kevin, we'll start with you.
Okay.
Yep. So what public safety issues do you believe need to be addressed in Whitestown, and how would you address them?
Well, I actually had some of that as some of my talking points. Our officers are not paid as much as the ones in Zionsville. Our fire department are not paid as much. We need to have pay equity in between them all. You cannot attract, especially in this climate, with police officers. If you're not paying well enough, you're not going to attract the good officers, and we do have good ones. We have 3 interstate, or soon to be 3 interstate interchanges that we have to take care of. Our fire department, they need to be able, people have heard of all these electric cars and everything. Have you seen what happens when they catch fire? They have to be trained, they have to have the equipment. Our guys have to come home safe. So we have to spend a lot of money and a lot of thought into keeping them safe. The new fire station was built in the idea of how things are done, and that is a hot, cold, or warm and cold zone. That's the way fire stations should be built now. Where the trucks catch hot, they undress in the warm, and then they keep me cold.
Public safety issues. So one of the things I've noticed here in Whitestown is we have a strong police department, strong fire department. It's definitely, both of them are definitely assets to the community. One of the things that's unique to Whitestown, well not unique, but it's good that Whitestown has, but it's also a threat, is I-65 coming right down through the middle of the town. Back in, or some other towns would kill to have that kind of economic opportunity, having a freeway going through them. But it brings potential for problems with safety. I've heard stories of the bad guys hitting some of our retail establishments in Anson because it's right next to the freeway exit. And so I agree, we do need to support our fire and police as much as we can. I see my time is just about up. So.
All right, we'll give it up for District 4 candidates.